Welcome to Lost Girl Therapy. I am changing my life and I'm moving to London for 6 months and 2 weeks, and I am incredibly nervous about it. So, historically speaking, when it comes to talking about change, we always see that it's so great, it's so exciting, it's so amazing. And I have never been a person who views change that way. I have always been incredibly fearful and very, very anxious when it comes to change. As a result, I tend not to hold on to things that don't serve me, or I go back to familiar situations or places or people in order to find comfort in the short term. But in the long term, I don't feel so great about it. And when I decided to make this choice to move to London, I said to myself, you're not going to self-sabotage. You are not going to engage in the behaviors that you've already outgrown. And I will tell you, it is the hardest thing that I am doing right now, fighting my inclination towards engaging in those habits. And it is 3:18 in the afternoon, and I have been fighting myself all day to not make choices that I know are not going to satisfy me or make me happy. And when it comes to talking about change, we don't often address the anxiety that comes with it. We kind of glaze over it because sometimes if you talk about change and anxiety, it can come across that you're not excited about it. But in this case, I am so excited to go and do this thing. I am also incredibly anxious and nervous about pulling myself out of a situation that's very familiar. And because it's unknown, because I don't know how this is going to go, even though I trust that it's going to work out for me, I still want comfort. I still want familiarity, and that can come in any form. That can be emotional comfort, that can be physical comfort, that can be just the comfort of a known surrounding. But because I am trying to break these habits, and because I'm trying not to engage in behaviors that I feel like don't serve me anymore, I've needed to find other ways to process this. I have done meditation, I have done distraction, I have done exercise. I have done a lot of things in order to get my mind off of seeking comfort. And I think that this is where having tools becomes really important. So one of the things that I work on a lot with clients when it comes to change is not just the exciting portion of it, but the how do you process anxiety when you are getting triggered every single day ahead of a big change? Because the anxiety that comes from a big change is not the same as the normal ways that we process anxiety. And for me, I know my habits. I know that before a really big moment in my life, there are a few things that I'm guaranteed to do. And that is because they initially brought comfort, or they helped alleviate some of the anxiety that I was feeling internally. But now I'm trying not to do them. And having replacement tools and replacement practices to get us through this uncertainty is so necessary. And as somebody who is doing this, I can tell you that I am using every single tool in the toolkit, and I will continue using them in order to not reduce the excitement, the goodness, the joy that I'm going to feel when I execute this change in 2 weeks. Hopefully, executing it without having engaged in the habits that make me feel less about myself later on. Now, there's no guarantee, right? Like, I've still got 14 days. I've still got a ton of time and a ton of anxiety to process, but I'm gonna try it, and we're gonna see what happens.